The morning event at Nachianja Namugongo was low-key, with only a few people invited. A handful of worshippers joined the clergy to celebrate Uganda's martyrs. This year's event was muted as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced a government ban on all religious gatherings. The Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, represented President Yoweri Museveni. Together with the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Kaziimba Mugalu, they took a tour of the Martyrs Museum.
This can have a point of reflection in this chapel. They come to pray.
The Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, Right Reverend Wilberforce Chichuluwalira, led the procession towards the chapel courtyard for the day's prayers. In his sermon, Archbishop Kaziimba Mugalu said that internal wrangles and backbiting have become commonplace. He said the same happened to the Uganda martyrs.
Do you know how these younger men were called? It were always the insiders. People always inside other peg guys. They were always insider. Abomunda, bebabalokoma. So it's always the insiders who are attacking their own.
Kaziimba urged Christians to stay away from people who want to use them to fight their own battles.
Someone said, a friend of my enemy is my enemy. Listen to this. A friend of my enemy is my enemy. Dear ones, a friend of your enemy is not necessarily your enemy. It all depends on how you perceive it.
He says it's necessary to unite at a time when the country is preparing for the 2021 general election.
Let us always have a focus of being united instead of killing one another, instead of destroying one another. Every person is important. Everyone is important. We need each other, regardless of which party, religion, tribe.
In his message delivered by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, President Museveni has asked all religious leaders to bear with him as the ban on all religious gatherings continues.
This virus has the potential of spreading like a bushfire once it finds large groups of people near each other. We must continue to die this opportunity by praying from our homes, as we have been doing over the last 2 months. Fortunately, one of the attributes of God is that He is omnipresent. This means that His presence is everywhere.
Today's Martyrs' Day celebrations have been vastly different to what we are used to seeing over the past few years. However, the clergy have pointed out that it's not about coming to the shrines physically, but embracing and also honoring the actions and the sacrifices of the 45 Ugandan martyrs. They've also called upon government to help all Ugandans overcome the disruptions that have been witnessed as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, such that all Ugandans can go back to leading their normal lives. Joyce Nakato, NTV Tonight.